Hello and welcome to DTV, your source for news and information about the Knox County Democratic Party. I'm Michael Davis, your host for today's program segment with Sam McKenzie, a candidate for District 15 in the Tennessee House of Representatives. As many of you know, the District 15 race is a hotly contested primary, as opposed to some of our other primaries where we just have one or two. This one has several candidates and may very well be more decisive than the actual general election in November. Sam McKenzie is one of those candidates hoping to take that seat in November, and we thank him for being here with us today. Sam, welcome to DTV.
Good to be here. Thank you for inviting me. I'm looking forward to a great conversation.
I am too. You're very welcome for coming on the show with us today. Of course, we're doing this via Zoom as the COVID-19 pandemic continues on. So I'm sure that as that's presented challenges here for DTV, I'm sure it's presented plenty of challenges for you in kicking off your campaign in the middle of a pandemic. So I'm sure that was not how you planned for it to go.
Not at all, not at all. But we are definitely rolling with the punches and getting started in a big, big way.
Okay. Well, we're looking forward to hearing about that. So tell us some of the chief things that have motivated you and led you to seek this office.
Well, it really all falls to leadership. And I have spent my life really just serving and I'm a strong believer in servant leadership. Spent 8.5 years on Knox County Commission. And timing's everything. The timing right now, it's time for a change. It's time for some new leadership in Nashville. And as my campaign slogan said, honest, effective leadership. I will be accountable to the people of the 15th district and the entire state.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about the people of the 15th district. First of all, where is it? What are its boundaries? And what are the characteristics of it? What make it unique among other districts in Tennessee?
I tell folks, everything comes in and flows out of the 15th district. It is the hub of East Tennessee. It has, if I start out from the hub of the world, downtown Knoxville is in the 15th district, and those folks goes eastward and then south as well. Island Home Community in South Knoxville, a big part of South Knoxville lies in the 15th district, as well as the traditional East Knoxville neighborhood, Burlington, where I grew up, Austin East High School, where I'm a proud graduate of Holston Chehawaii neighborhood, Spring Hill neighborhoods, as well as parts of Lonsdale, Mechanicsville, all reside in the 15th district. Both of our major educational institutions, all three, there's the Pellissippi State Campus, Knoxville College, which we're really hoping to get back on, and of course, the University of Tennessee.
Right. So what particular experiences have you had in your life that you believe qualify you for this office and have led you for this campaign?
Well, just really of love to serve and a love of citizens. I as I said, I got my master's in physics from University of Memphis, got my bachelor's from Fisk University, traditional historically Black college and university in Nashville. And I really came to Knoxville and just got started. When I see a need, I tend to give it the time and effort. Saw a need within the athletic community, the youth athletics. So I was one of the founding members of East Knoxville Athletics Association 25 years ago, and that organization is thriving now. Again, when we had Black Wednesday in terms of county commission and just county government had kind of fallen into disarray, I said I could complain about it, or I can step up to the plate and get started and, roll up my sleeves and get to work. And that's really what I did. For 8.5 years, I served on Knox County Commission. 2 Democrats out of 11 once we reconstituted. So I know how to work in a minority, and I know how to get things done. I was very, very successful in getting things done during my 8.5 years in that body. So, it's you could say it's a natural progression, but to me, it's timely. There's just a lot going on in the state of Tennessee right now, and it needs leadership that I feel I can provide.
Okay. What are you hearing directly from some of your constituents, people in District 15, about what they want to see happen in the district, what they want to see happen for them at the state level?
Well, the citizens, constituents of District 15 have been asking me a whole lot, really since 2016, if I would consider this position. And again, it's all about timing. But the big things that they're talking about is accountability, professionalism within their state leadership. As far as particular issues, jobs. At the end of the day, what the cornerstone of my platform is creating an environment for a good solid living wage, and I don't mean eking by. I mean jobs that are career type employment. And I think with that we'll see our crime, which it's not a bad, and I don't want to go good and bad, but we'll see all of our statistics rise, because I believe a rising tide definitely floats all boats. So trying to bring in industry and businesses, as well as healthcare. I think healthcare is a key component of state government. It's our time. It's our time to take all that we're entitled to. I think the Republican-led legislature did a disservice when they didn't pass the Insurance Tennessee bill that Governor Haslam put forward. Full expansion for Medicaid. And lastly is education. That's the linchpin. It was my education through Austin East that was key in my learning, and I've used that education to propel myself. And that can happen in a bigger way. Not all folks are college bound. Vocational education as well.
So on Medicaid expansion there, it's a huge issue across the state, and it's just been brought even more to the forefront by the ongoing pandemic. Where do you see the biggest need for movement here? Is it among the people of the state, or is it in the legislature? And how do you think that you, as a legislator, can fit into that need to actually get Medicaid expanded?
It's a complicated questions, complicated answer. I think it's both. I think there has to be a movement from the people. First, I think there needs to be a realization, with the whole Medicaid expansion piece, it got a bad name. Obamacare became a bad name in some circles. It is what it is. It's health care for all. And we as Tennesseans, we are we get a lot more than we give. So just acknowledging the fact that we're leaving monies on the table by taking this approach. I think if you make it make sense to people, if you appeal to the citizenry in terms of this is something that you need, that your neighbor needs, that the person that you're getting the gas from down the street, it will help us all. And then within the state, we're a rural state, and again, making it make sense to those legislators. I know the Republicans are kind of a get in line party, but I think there's some understandings that this isn't a bad thing. So those conversations, building the relationships and garnering that trust that, hey, Sam makes a point here. And I think that's what I was able to do during my 8.5 years in Knox County Commission, and I'll continue to do that.
Okay. You mentioned education there. Do you think that Tennessee is on the right track now, particularly with the latest plan from Governor Lee to have a statewide school voucher program? Do you have any thoughts on where we should be going with that?
I have some really, really strong thoughts on that, and that's absolutely not the way to go. The good news is the lower courts have opined that this really isn't constitutional. It's not the way to go. So I'm sure Governor Lee's he ran on that. That was his campaign item. So I think it's not going to go away. But what I think has happened is people are looking at this voucher and saying, this doesn't make sense for my county. It doesn't make sense for my city. Vouchers are to go to private schools. That's just not the way to do it. I think fully funding the BEP, giving our public schools the opportunities to thrive, fully funded, and holding them accountable. When we first started having this conversation in like the 2008, 2010 within Knox County, we wanted to go from good to great. And I think public schools can do that, can and will do that. given the appropriate amounts of funds and the accountability on the back end of that of the funds. So no, in terms of Governor Lee's voucher program, I think it's a bad idea. I don't see it working, and hopefully the courts will continue to opine that it just really isn't constitutional.
Okay. Just briefly in the time that we've got left, do you think that this is a time for compromise in the legislature and in the state politics, or a time for more bold idealism? What do you think is most needed for your district right now?
And far as the 15th district, we need both. In terms of our jobs, you know, within Knoxville, the unemployment rate and folks living below poverty in the city of Knoxville is worse for African American males and African American families than anywhere within the state. So I think we have to champion that, but we have to look at the whys. You know, our workforce development needs to be improved in terms of the pipeline back from our prisons to gainful employment. I think we need to take strong look at that. And we need to be bold in what we ask for and what we demand. But we also have to compromise. I'm under no disillusion that I'm going to be in a super minority as far as the state legislature go. Hopefully there'll be some seats gained and we'll be able to increase that conversation. But it's going to take conversations with people that don't think like I do, that don't think like a traditional Democrat, which is what I am. So it's all about, as I said earlier, making it make sense for them and getting those strides on those particular things, education, healthcare. I think those open the door and we can have conversations after that. So it really will be a blend.
Okay. Well, Mr. McKenzie, thank you so much for being here with us today. Before we let you go, how can voters find out more about your campaign or even volunteer to help your efforts?
Please. Thank you for allowing me to tell the folks how to get in contact with me. My website is really, it should be up today. TeamSamMcKenzie.com, www.teamsammckenzie.com. You can email me at sam.mckenzie@comcast.net or call me 865-524-1458. We're getting our yard signs up. We're about to start advertising in a big way. Let me know. We need volunteers. I got a lot of excitement. A lot of people have asked me to run, and now's the time. Then I'm gonna come back and say, hey, I'm running. Come help. Team Sam McKenzie needs you, and most importantly, we're gonna need your vote on August the 6th.
Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. That's how you can get in touch with Sam McKenzie and his campaign if you'd like to volunteer. We've got about a minute left. Sam, thank you so much for being here with us today. We really appreciate you sharing your views on some of these issues and hearing about your campaign. Anything else that you'd like to tell our viewers about yourself and your campaign?
Well, you know, again, like I say, time is everything. I was I think, very successful county commissioner. It is time. It's time for honest, effective leadership in Nashville and in the 15th district. I'm the person for that. I'm the man for the job. I'm ready to roll my sleeves up and get to work on what and make the 15th district a better place. So thank you for allowing me this opportunity to address the Democrats and the entire Knox County citizens.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Mr. McKenzie, for being here with us today. And thank you to all our viewers as well for watching DTV in these times of the ongoing pandemic. We still are broadcasting on Zoom. We will still be doing more interviews to come with more candidates. So we hope that you stick with us. And thank you as always for watching. I'm Michael Davis, and this has been DTV.